Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Inspired Drumming's Random Fill Friday. If you haven't seen an RFF video before, this is how it works. Both of these drums have little notes in them, and what I'm going to do is shake them up, pick a random note out, and then write that note on the paper. I'm going to keep doing this until our rhythm fits one full measure. Usually our fills are in 4/4 time, but today we're going to do something a little bit different. It only seems fitting that we get a rhythm in 3/4 time, since today is the third day of the third month of the year. Alright, let's see how this turns out. This week's rhythm is kind of tricky for two reasons. First of all, most of us aren't very comfortable with playing in 3/4. Second of all, the rhythm that was picked out this week is kind of weird. So let's go ahead and see what we have. To start off, we have two 16th notes, one being on the downbeat of 1 and one on the E of 1. Now next is where it gets a little tricky. We have three 16th note triplets starting on the and of 1. Believe it or not, it fits, and this is what it sounds like. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and triplet 2. Beat 2 is somewhat similar to beat 1, except it's inverted. So we have three 16th note triplets on the downbeat of 2 and then 1/8 note on the and of 2. So that's going to sound like this. 1 triplet and triplet, 2 triplet and triplet, 3 triplet and triplet, 1 triplet and. Beat 3 brings us back to common ground with 4 16th notes on the downbeat of 3. So here's what that sounds like. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and Now finally, all three beats together sounds like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and triplet, 2 triplet and 3 E and Alright, kinda funky, but let's see how we can put it on the kit. Let's assign the snare drum to the downbeat of 1 and then the rack tom to the E of 1. Now for the three 16th note triplets, we're going to descend down the kit. So we're going to put the first one on the snare drum, the second one on the high tom, and then the third one on the floor tom. Now when I play this, listen to the difference between the 16th notes and the 16th note triplets. 1 E and 2 E and ready and go E and We're going to assign the snare drum to all three 16th note triplets on the downbeat of 2. Now the and of 2 is going to be both the bass drum and a hi-hat scrape. Now this is beat 2. 1 triplet and triplet, 2 triplet and triplet, 3 triplet and triplet. We're going to assign a hi-hat scrape on the downbeat of 3, bass drum on the E of 3, floor tom on the and of 3, and then snare on the of 3. So altogether that sounds like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and. Okay, now let's combine all three beats. Now that we have the fill under our hands, let's try applying it to a 3/4 groove. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and Alright, I'm not gonna lie, this is my favorite RFF fill. If you like this one or any of the past Random Fill Friday fills, record yourself playing it and send it to me at any of my social media accounts. It's all going to be in the description. Alright, stay inspired guys, and I'll see you next week.